Hello, good evening, and welcome. I am Nelta Ebe. They say a laborer, that's what the scriptures say, a laborer is worthy of his pay. And that's what you get when you finish your work. But by the time you're leaving a certain field of endeavor, there's something that's given to you. It's called your severance package. When you have left, there's something that comes to you depending on the amount of time you've served, depending on the institution where you worked. Some will say having served 10 years minimum and above, you're supposed to get a certain package every month. It's called a pension. It has generated some controversy. Before now, on this same platform, we've talked about the pension scheme, how some pensioners were not getting their due as and when due. And many of them have died or passed on in the course of waiting to receive that which they had worked for, the pension for the aged and all of that. But then there is this other pension law that was passed by some people in 2007. And then this year, a particular person decided it was time to revisit that law and ensure that it is not abused. That's what they say. But again, it has generated a lot of controversy. What are we talking about? That's the ex-governor's pension law. Several states have passed that law. Let's see if we can look at those states that have passed that law. Several states have passed that law. Some of them, let's look at it. Akwa Ibom, a few of them that we should mention, Akwa Ibom, Lagos, Rivers, and Gombe. These are some of the states that have passed that pension law. Now, recently, this year in particular, the government of Akwa Ibom State decided it wanted to revisit that law and ensure that it is not abused. That's what they said, to ensure that it is not abused. But that move seemed to generate quite a lot of controversy, and it's taken everyone back to look at that law in particular. But here on FaceOff, we ask the question, should ex-governors, and indeed should public servants, ex-public servants, get a pension? Do they deserve to get a pension? Have they served long enough to go away with a pension? This is what we're hoping will get answered today. And I have two gentlemen in the studio who believe, well, as you know, they would almost always stand on two different sides of the coin. Chuka Nabuife is the editor of Compass newspaper, Weekend Compass newspaper, but he believes that governors and ex-public servants deserve to have a pension. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
On the other side is Otumba Hashim Olabode Oseni, a media consultant based in the United Kingdom, who believes that they don't deserve to get a pension. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, gentlemen. In the next few seconds, you will state your position, and I begin with you.
It's so clear I don't have much to say about it. He who, you have said it in your intro, the one who works deserves his wages, and the one who worked deserves his pension.
Okay.
And when you do a national assignment, the nation takes care of you.
Okay.
And when you leave, you turn back and you don't regret. And people who also look up to you will also look up to you to want to do a national assignment.
All right. Thank you. Otumba.
From all look of things, I don't think so. With the amount of spoil, the amount of money available, the amount of money that have been acquired by these people we are talking about, the governors of all these states, excuse me, my language, what else? With this kind of this society we are here, and when you put into consideration civil servants who put 30 years of service and end up getting peanuts, or even the old people in this country, pensioners who have nothing to show for their existence 60, 70 years in this country, and for those people who have all beginning the 80 years, enjoy everything, and you still want to give them pension?
All right.
For what?
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we'll come back, we'll continue with this conversation. You know, you can join the discuss via our Twitter handle, tweet at FaceOff Today or at Neo Taibe. If you want to use the mail service, mail faceoff@channelstv.com, but keep it short and simple, and please state where you're mailing from if you're using the mail service and Twitter as well. Thank you. We'll be back shortly. Please don't go away. Okay, we're here and we're discussing, should ex-governors and indeed ex-public servants, should they get a pension? Some states have already passed that law, and it's generating quite a lot of controversy. For instance, in the Lagos State pension law says an ex-governor is supposed to get like 6 cars. Hold on, let me see if I got that correctly. Supposed to get like 6 cars or thereabout in, yes, 6 new cars every 3 years, a house in Lagos and in the FCT. That's for Lagos. Akwa Ibom says, I'm just summarizing some of the things that are here. 150 million medical insurance and 5 million for domestic staff. These are some of the benefits. That's for Akwa Ibom. For Rivers, 3 new cars every 4 years, a house anywhere in Nigeria. Okay, those are just the 3 states I have. All right, so our conversation, you opened first, so you ask your first question.
Now, Shuka,
Yes, my dear.
tell our listeners, our viewers, why did these people deserve this kind of reward when we have problem with basic infrastructures in most of these states?
Yeah. I think the question would be more appropriate if it is why do they deserve pension, not this kind of reward.
Now, the
Because
reward, the pension you are talking about is a reward. Because you said, the moderator said you worked and then you get something after, which is, could be reward. It can also be called pension.
The gubernatorial position is a pensionable job everywhere, even in the UK where you are from,
Yes.
where you are returning from.
Where the...
Wait a minute, wait a minute. It's a pensionable job. What we may be discussing is the level of reward. From what the moderator said, you will find out that there is discrepancy from what you have in Rivers State and what you have in Lagos State or Akwa Ibom State or Kwara State, which you didn't mention, or Ogun State, or we have about 8 states, to my knowledge, that have such a valedictory. And that is where I have my own problem. My own reserve is these people have almost every state in Nigeria pays a given amount, a stated amount in the constitution for a governor, a stated amount for the legislator. Then why is it that when it comes to pension, they will have varied pension? It doesn't tally with the concept of emolument. Everything I'm saying is within the concept. Everybody who knows a bit about administration or personnel management, human resource would, except if he wants to lie, would buy what I say. In managerial responsibility, when you have a pension should go according to your emolument that you receive before you go or before you leave for that pension. And the government job is not a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. job. Neither is it an 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. job that we have. It's not a job covered under the ILO, International Labour Organization's statute of 8 hours per day. It is a 24-hour job. I hope you understand. So when you begin to, if you give somebody a 4-year tenure is a 365 days. 365 days is not the 154 or 152 days that you have in a working month. I hope you calculate. You are calculating 8 hours by 3 times 365. So it's not 4 years, it's about 12 years. And by the law of Nigeria, you have every job that you have 10 years. Every job you put 10 years in, you should have a pension. You understand? I was a civil servant for 5 years. You understand?
So you didn't get a pension.
And I am a public administrator by training, academic training also. So I'm telling you what everybody, except I understand that in Nigeria today we have grown to a level where people talk and look behind their shoulder. They want to talk what people want to know. But anybody who wants to say the truth will tell you that. I wouldn't buy the idea of 100 and something million, you understand, for medical fees.